Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. It's on the top 40 metro areas that are overvalued. Now, if you're an investor or if you work from home and you can pick, right, because we're really blessed right now, especially if you can work from home, you can actually pick where you want to live. So if you could do those things, if you want to invest, if you could choose where you live, you're really going to like this video because we're going to pinpoint what places are actually overvalued. Now, remember this, you guys, one of the most important things when it comes to fundamentals in a strong market, wage growth. So a lot of this information is going to be based on home equity surge and growth versus wage growth, because I'm always saying this, remember how important wage growth is to keeping equity grounded to fundamentals. So we're going to look at that today, and we're going to look at an article from Fortune titled, "These 40 Overvalued Housing Markets Could See 15 to 20% Home Price Declines If a Recession Hits." And I really like how this article is saying that if we don't have a recession, maybe only a little bit of a drop, but if we have a recession, some places are going to drop 15 to 20%, which is my definition of a crash for most metro areas. It depends on the metro areas, okay? Not all metro areas are overvalued the same way, nor would the definition of a crash be kind of the same depending on the metro area. I hate using the word crash, you guys, not because I can't explain it myself, but because so many people have a different definition, and a lot of those people that are professionals hide behind their definition of a crash instead of ringing the alarm. So that's why I hate it. But we're going to get started on this article right now. Pay attention to the metros, and we're also going to look how much those metro areas and states went up in value. Take a look at this. Okay, guys, so the article starts. Unlike the housing bubble that popped in 2008, the pandemic housing boom is underpinned by a frenzy of speculation. Moody's analyst chief economist Mark Zandi says, while home flipping has certainly ticked up during the pandemic, he says we aren't seeing the exuberance of the last bubble because it's different, you guys. This is just different. So is the coast clear? Well, not so fast. While Zandi won't call this latest boom, which has sent U.S. home prices up 37% over the last 2 years, a bubble. His research finds that we're once again amid a historically overvalued housing market. But you guys, isn't the definition of a bubble overvaluation? Right? And he's saying we have one of the biggest overvalued housing markets historically. So why not say a bubble, right? I don't understand. Why not say a bubble? I'd like to ask these people. The article goes on. Last week, Moody's Analytics gave Fortune exclusive access to its updated proprietary analysis of U.S. housing market. The firm aimed to find out whether fundamentals, including local income levels, could support local home prices. The finding, through the first quarter of 2022, national house prices are overvalued by an average of 24.7%. That's up from the fourth quarter of last year, when Moody's Analytics determined national house prices were overvalued by 20.9%. So remember, you guys, they're saying on average, the average home is overvalued by 24.7%. That's not saying that some metro areas are way more overvalued, like Boise, Idaho, Austin, Texas. They're overvalued by way more. So the fact that the national average is that high, right? It's not keeping up with wage growth. That's why I don't think there's going to be a soft landing here, y'all. I think there's going to be a crash. I think we're going to have very quick, fast, negative equity growth. I think it's going to touch pretty much every metro area. But let's continue on with this article right now. The article goes on. Let's be clear. That doesn't mean Moody Analytics thinks U.S. home prices are about to drop 24%. Instead, what it means is that home prices are, historically speaking, priced very high relative to household incomes, which is, in my opinion, the most important fundamental. Now that we've reached this level, Zandi says it will make it harder for home price growth to push upwards. Indeed, Zandi is predicting the year-over-year rate of home price growth will flatline to 0% by this time next year. Thank you, sir, for saying at least no growth, right? 0%. We got a 0% finally. The article goes on. But not every regional housing market will be so lucky. While Zandi doesn't predict a national home price declines, he estimates significantly overvalued housing markets, places like Boise and Charlotte, could see 5 to 10% home price declines over the next 12 months. If a recession actually materializes, something Moody's Analytics give a 50% chance of occurring over the next 24 months, then Zandi says national home prices could fall by around 5%. Meanwhile, if a recession hits, then he says those significantly overvalued housing markets will likely see home prices slashed by 15 to 20%. So what you have to ask yourself is, do you think we're in a recession? Or are we going to go in a recession? Because if we do, things will get 3 to 4 times worse for our housing market, right? If a recession hits. You guys, here's a little secret. I think we're in a recession right now. So do you think that the housing market's not going to be hit? So if you could choose where to live, okay, we're going to bring up the map right now. We're going to look at the overvalued houses. But if you can choose where to live, pick wisely. Let's look at this next part right now. Okay, guys, so here's the overvaluation map right here. This is very cool to look at. And this article will be linked in my description. So click the link if you want to look at this. But some of the things that, were shocking to me is look at Arizona. How did Arizona as a state get like almost the whole state of Arizona is overvalued? Flagstaff, Prescott, Phoenix. Look at this, you guys. Flagstaff 60% overvalued. I'm now as worried for Arizona as I am for Florida. Also, look at Florida. Look at the coastal cities, which is almost every city in Florida. But look at Florida as a state, especially the southeast and south part of Florida is in super bad shape as a state. So the states I'm, kind of most worried about is actually Florida and Arizona. I'm surprised California is not more overvalued and the East Coast. I'm really surprised by this. I really think that we're seeing this, you guys, because of migration, ability to work from home and things like that. Look at Idaho, Boise, 71% overvalued. I would stay clear of here. And my eyes are going to be fixed here for when it does crash. I may have a property here. Also, Texas, look at Austin, 61%. Now, also Houston made this list. I'm really bummed about that. I didn't, see that coming where it's 34% overvalued. That's shocking to me that Houston's so high. But it is what it is. This is very helpful information. You guys obviously come back to this, but it's very intriguing to see. I want to show you guys another map right now. Okay, so look at this map. These are the 4 regional housing markets that are most likely to see home prices fall in the coming 12 months. Okay, so these are the top 40 that are most likely to fall and decline. So if you're an investor or you want to wait to home prices to go down, these are probably the cities where you're going to probably get the best deal as far as negative equity growth. But this is shocking. Look at how many of those cities are actually in Arizona, right? Lake Havasu, that's crazy. That's a lot of second homes. It's got to be. Okay, Prescott, Phoenix, look at that. Okay, Las Vegas, this whole cluster is overvalued. Look at Texas is safe, except for Austin, right? And Dallas. Okay, so Austin, Dallas, pretty overpriced in Texas. That means Houston is in good shape according to this. Look at Florida, you guys. Jacksonville's bad. Miami's bad. Tampa, Northport, and Sarasota. That's all bad. Look at nothing on the East Coast or California. How is that possible, y'all? Obviously, there's Boise. Look at Bellingham, right? Look at this. This is very intriguing, isn't it? Idaho Falls. How's Idaho Falls? Look at this Colorado cluster. This is a huge cluster in Colorado. So this part of Colorado is probably going to take a massive hit, right? And look at this, Atlanta, Georgia is in super bad shape. Isn't that intriguing, guys? So that's going to kind of conclude this video, you guys. I'm going to end this video with some final thoughts. Now, personally, I think some of the best buying opportunities are actually going to come from these overvalued markets. So that's why I'm really showing this to you guys. Like, for example, for me, like in Austin and Dallas, I'm going to have my eyes in Austin and Dallas. I may buy a rental there because I think they're going to go down the most, right? I think I'm going to get the best bang for my buck in the overvalued cities. I think they're going to drop the fastest and the most. So my eyes are going to be on those cities. I may even invest out of state. I don't know. I need to get my primary residence first. Very intriguing to see this. We're going to start seeing more and more maps come out with negative equity growth as we go into 2022. So it's really exciting to start seeing this data. I plan on bringing a lot of that to you guys. But either way, you guys, I hope you like this article. Go ahead and read it for yourself. Click the description below. And as always, I really appreciate you watching this video. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you guys know, I wish you luck, and I hope you win.